Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Slightly different video for you today, but given the time of year and given that this channel is primarily about dogs, a lot of you will know that we're about to start walking dogs in the dark a lot because the nights are closing in, and it seemed like a great reason to share this video with you. So I bought all of these lights from Olight last week in a massive sale that they had. Now, for absolute disclosure, I am not being sponsored by Olight to promote these items in any way, unlike a lot of people on YouTube. Not that that's a problem. Olight are very good. Well, we hope. We've not tried them yet, but they appear to be very good, and they appear to support a lot of channels that we like. So, all props to them for doing that. But this isn't promoted or sponsored in any way. I bought all of these items here in a mass sale that they had last week. That has now finished, but they appear to come up kind of semi-regularly, so you'll be able to get something similar to this bulk lot at some point in the future, I'm sure. And well, let me just run through what we've got here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 torches, an additional charging cable, and this random pack. I don't know what's in there, I've not opened it, so you get to see this. And this is just a card from Olight, thanking people for their continued support during what has been quite an odd year for everyone. So that's just a nice little thank you. Basically what I bought was a what they call the S1R Baton 2 family pack, which is effectively these 4 lights here. The big Seeker 2, the Baton 2, the S2R Baton, sorry, and the S1R Baton. So the Batons are similar lights. One obviously, you can tell, is much bigger than the other, the purple one here being the larger. So they're basically the same light, but the purple is slightly more powerful and has a much longer battery life as a result of its size, because the main difference between the two is just battery power and capacity. You've got the Seeker 2, which is the biggest light in this pack. It's not the most powerful light that Olight do, but it appears to be the most practical light for what I want it for, or at least what I think I want it for, which is a mix of dog walking, cycling, and bike yaw at night. So that's kind of the idea with that. The rest of these, so the 2 Batons I think will be primarily for taking with us on dog walks. So we've got 4 head torches, which are fine if you're doing a full thing in the dark, but what we're finding obviously at the minute is you're doing most of your walk and then you have to cut it short because it's suddenly got dark very quickly. So these will be much easier just to clip on our belts and add on to a cap or rucksack, just to light the way for the last 10-20 minutes of your walk. And then comes this little thing, which is the i3T. If I have a quick read of that, it's just a super slim everyday carry flashlight. I assume that runs off an AA or a AAA battery. We'll find out in a minute. I don't know where I'm going to use that yet. If it's surprising in its form factor, then that may stay on a dog belt or possibly in the van. But with it being what I believe is an AA battery, but like I say, I'll confirm in a second, that's not as useful. So we'll wait and see on that one. So they came as a pack. For spending, and the amount that pack cost was £190, just over £190 and 8 pence. Which for certainly 3 very good torches, and I mean, I don't know, maybe 4 very good torches, we'll find out. But for 4 quality torches, I think that's very reasonable. Especially given that the RRP on the Seeker 2 is way north of £100 anyway on its own, if not nearer to 150. I don't know the exact figure offhand, but you get the idea. It's a pretty good bargain. If you I think you say it's 40% saved over they were quoting over the lot, so that should give you an idea. Then comes in this little what is this one called? This is the M1t Radar Plus. Now, very similar in style to the i3T. They look like the same, but this just looks like a big version of it. So the really rugged kind of military spec styling on there, and the colourways also kind of give that same indication. Now, during this big sale, once you've spent over a certain amount, you got a free gift. Now, if you spent less than £200, the free gift that you got was quite a small torch. And now, I want to say it was one of these, but I think it wasn't. I think it was slightly bigger than that. But anyway, if you spent more than £200, you got to upgrade from a dinky little light to this one. And given that this only cost 190, then in comes this spare charging cable, which we'll talk more about in a moment. Basically, by buying that with those, I upgraded this to a much bigger light. So by spending only kind of £10 more, that was the case. So excellent. And then we still have this little one. So this little one you didn't get both free gifts. This one they had an offer on. Basically, if you shared the link to the Olight store while this kind of big savings event was on, you got this tiny little thing absolutely free. And it says micro USB cable included, which I can only assume means that it's USB powered, which could prove to be very useful. So what shall we open first? So the first thing I'm going to do is open this pack that they've sent. It's in a very noisy container, but it seems to be a book of sorts. I'm not sure what it is, so let's have a look here. It's a nice little leather pouch. It's got a nice little strap binding on it. And oh, it's actually just a little notebook. Oh, that's nice. Okay, thanks Olight. That's you know, that's not a bad little free gift. So something to make notes in. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I'm not a big pen and paper person. I probably should be, but I just find I always lose pens and never have anything with me. So I may put that in the van as an ideas book, or I don't know yet, or may just sit on my desk looking pretty. But it's a nice little gift anyway, so thank you very much Olight for that. So I think we'll go in reverse order up here. So we're going to go with this little free gift first. So this is the M1t EOS all-in-one rechargeable keychain light, limited edition. So this is the one that you got free for sharing a link, and the colour was randomised. It came back to me in red, which I'm pretty pleased about. I can't remember if they actually told you all the colours that it might come in. Specifications on this light are 150 lumens in high, 5 lumens in low. It'll run for 15 minutes on high and 6 hours on low. And it is IPX8 waterproof with a 40-meter throw. Basically, I'm hoping you can make all of that out. So it's a dinky little light. It's not going to change. It's not going to brighten up the darkest of darkest things, but it probably is very useful in the house, in the van, or just on your keychain when you need something. Well, I think the idea behind this is that it's better than a mobile phone torch, and it kind of is an addition replace on that. So what we've got here is we've got the sleeve with the torch itself in, a little user manual, and as promised the tiny little USB charging lead, which is pretty nifty. So let's set that aside and take this out. So I don't know if this is going to have, I'll show you a nice close up of that. Like embezzle on the other side. Now, so there we go. So there's a little trigger action to reveal the, do that back up. So you tighten that up. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's not bad at all. I'm not sure how you change the settings. Ah, that's how. So that is off. So if you unscrew it all the way, you get access to the USB port. You screw it in and it's off effectively. You screw it a bit more and it's on the lightest little mode. Then you screw it a bit more and it's on super bright, which, I mean, it's not the lightest room in here, but it's not dark by any means. It's probably making the table look very, very dirty. So I'm pretty pleased with that, actually. That could definitely do some help, and then that's a nice little, definitely do some reading, kind of map reading or something like that, quite uninterrupted. So I think we'll get that on charge, and that'll be interesting to see how that operates in really dark conditions. I'm just going to move all of the accessories that came along with that box. So there we go. Okay, so the next one is the compact EDC Tactical Light Limited Edition. This was the freebie for spending over £200, and basically you could only get this limited edition by spending that much money. You can't buy this one in this colour. I'm pretty sure you can buy the same light, but you can't buy this one in this colourway without being part of this offer, or at least that was true at the time of purchase. Now, I'm sure if they didn't sell enough, there'll be ways and means to acquire this. So there are two modes here. The first one is 800 to 400 lumens. Now, something I noticed on their specifications is that they sometimes provide two values for a mode, and now I'm not certain what that is. That is, in my mind, that's either kind of max to minimum depending on battery life, or it could be based on temperature and they reduce the amount of power if it's becoming too warm, or both, possibly. So max of 800 lumens on mode 1, 15 lumens on mode 2. On mode 1 it says 5 plus 120 minutes of runtime. So I assume that's 5 minutes in 800 lumens and 120 minutes in 400 lumens, is my assumption. But we're going to test this and find out for sure. And in mode 2 with 15 lumens you can run for 65 hours, which is huge. 122 meter throw in mode 1, 16 meters in mode 2, IPX8 waterproof to 2 meters, impact resistant to 1.5 meters, and basically I'll let you, if you want to have a look there at what's going on. Let's open this. Very nice packaging from Olight, by the way. It's all pretty uniform. And okay, we have a Readme card in the top there. What are you going to tell me? Oh dear, what's this? Right, okay, so grand unveiling. That's that is, you know what? That is a pretty nice looking torch. I'll sit this down. So it's got a nice clip. That you can turn around, so you can have it in whatever position you want. I think this allows you to clip it either way, so you could clip it down onto a trouser loop like that, or if you had a cap, you wanted to lean it off, you could slide the peak down into there and have it that way, which is something I think I will definitely be using it for. So let's read the Readme before we do any more with that. Before first use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the insulating film. Right. In there, you can probably see, is some insulating film. Oh, and it falls straight out. Okay. And inside there are two batteries. CR123A 3 volt 1800 mAh batteries. There's two of those in here. Not sure how we're going to charge those yet, but that's another problem for another time. This would probably help if I read the instructions, wouldn't it? So let's see what's in. Alex is in here. So In here you get, what do we get? Oh, you get a lanyard to thread it on. Nice little Olight lanyard, should you wish to keep that threaded onto your hand. And let's have a quick look here. So yeah, batteries in, installed, lanyard. Quickly double half press the switch to activate low mode, and quickly triple half press for high. Okay, so with this torch, it appears that if you just click it in, you're always going to get high. Now, if you want the lower battery mode, you need to half press twice and keep your thumb on the end of it. So that's for map reading and so on, and then it's basically dead man switch, release, and it's off. Now, strobe warning. I had to cut the bit out before when I accidentally triggered the strobe, because strobe warning, strobe is coming up. It's 3 quick half presses. And you keep takes a bit of practice, but you keep your finger on, and again, dead man switch, off, full press, and you're back to. So that's okay. Light press, strobe coming up again. And then full press. Okay, takes a bit of getting used to, but actually, you know what? That is pretty good. And for the size torch, that would definitely be adequate for getting you home in a pinch after at the end of a dog walk. So I'm pretty pleased with that one, especially given that was effectively a free gift. There's not much to complain about there. So let me just stand that up at the edge for you there. Right, now we're on to the core product that we purchased, which was this S1R Baton 2 family pack. So we'll start with the Diddy, which is again very similar to the M1t Radar Plus that we looked at before. They aren't called the same thing by any means. They're very different name conventions, unlike the 2 Baton torches, which have effectively the same name with a model variant. But everything about this appears to be the same. So again, nicely presented. Take this out, and I've got a Readme. Before first use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the insulating film. So exactly the same message that we had before. Undo that tail cap, and that should just fall out. And as we kind of thought it may be, AAA battery, just one. Now, I'm not being very consistent here because I didn't read out the specs of this torch, and it's already on. Let's turn it off. Oh god. Right. So specs on this torch are high 180 lumens for 60 meter range and 21 minutes. There is a low setting, which is just 5 lumens with a 12 meter range, and that'll run for 16 hours. But it is a AAA battery, so we're not expecting the world of this one. So let's see what happens when we turn it on. So that, I'm fairly confident in saying, is the low mode. And you know what, again, as a map reading implement at night or reading a book, you know, in bed, that is you know, when you camped out or whatever, that is pretty good. I don't think it's going to do a great deal for getting you and your dogs home in the middle of the dark, but okay. So this one, unlike the other one, you do seem to be able to change the mode with a half press. There we go, and that's full light. Now, how light is that? Well, shall we compare to what we've seen already? So compared to this dinky little thing here, I mean, it's clearly more powerful, but not loads. And what was the difference there? So this one is claiming to be 180 and the smaller one was 150, so that explains the not loads different. Now then, the mode 1 on this, the second torch here, was 800 lumens, so I'm expecting, yeah, that's that is notable. That's huge. So okay, as expected really, given the battery tech in these. The free gift currently is leading the way compared to the smaller member of the Baton 2 family pack. So moving on to the first of the two Batons to which this pack is named after, this is the Baton S1 or Baton 2, and the specifications on this one is, now there's more modes on these: turbo, high, medium, low and moon. Moon being the lowest, it's 0.5 lumens or last 8 days. That's for very discrete operations. That is for reading maps in a field you probably shouldn't be in, and that sort of thing. Low is 12 lumens, which is basically kind of similar to the reading modes on these others. Medium is 60 lumens, which I think, and it can be used for 3 hours and 40 minutes. So if you were really lost, I think you get away with that one. High is then variable between 60 and 300 lumens and 1.5 plus 45 minutes. So I think that means you can do, on that mode, you can use 600 lumens for 1.5 minutes at a time with an approximate 45-minute runtime. And then turbo is very much the same, except for it maxes out at 1000 lumens, which you can use for 1.5 minutes at a time, and then down to 300 for 37-minute runtime. That is my assumption on what this means. Again, I may be wrong, and we'll do some testing to find out, but there you go. There's the stats for this, the smaller Baton. So just a little pull out, and another Readme, which I think we'll know what that is about. Before its use, unscrew the body and take off the insulating film. If the battery needs to be charged, make sure the negative polarity of the side is inserted facing the direction of the flashlight head side of the LED. So negative of the battery towards the light end. Inside the box includes a charging cable, a bag, a lanyard and some instructions, and something else which I'm not sure what it is yet. So, okay, here we go. So, I should say on the flip side, there's the Baton. Look, it's quite small. It's actually shorter than everything except for the dinky light at the end here. But it is notably thicker than than all of them. So we will have a look and see how that holds up. You get a nice little storage bag, to be fair. That's pretty nifty. Keep all sorts of gubbins in there, even if it's not the light. So that's cool. We have a charging cable, which I believe is identical to this charging cable, which again we only bought so we could upgrade that free gift. There's your lanyard, which we've also got another one, which I probably won't use. And we have this. This is the thing I didn't know what it was. I still don't know what it is. It's a plastic container. Store the battery in the box after being taken out from the product. So if you want to remove the battery from this, you store it in here, because it's quite a big lithium-ion battery and you don't want any issues. So let's unscrew it and see what's going on in here. So as before, we've got the little saver in there I need to throw away. Let's check the polarity on this battery. And negative is facing the right way. This is as the specs of that battery for you, should you be interested. I put that back in the right way. So it's got quite a tight grip on the battery in there. Did I put it in the right way? I did. Negative facing the top here. Is this one going to automatically turn on as I screw it in or not? So it's actually pretty tricky to screw in with the clip in place. It seems to unnerve the body a bit, and you're going to risk it cross threading. So you may wish to take that off when. Okay, so that hasn't gone back in. It's nice, I mean, it feels rugged, nice in the hand. So this has got a magnetic charging point, which is one of the big kind of selling features of Olight. So you plug that in obviously into your USB wall adapter, computer, what have you, and then that's it, it's on charge. That's a huge plus. Not having to fiddle around with individual chargers for each torch that you've got. That was a big selling point for me, and I know that at least this one and the remaining two to be unboxed are all of this type, which is a huge kind of plus, that we can leave a few of these chargers, you know, in the van, in the home, whatever, and as soon as one wants to, you just chuck it on there, and you don't have to unpackage anything with this to get it charged, and that's always just sat there ready. So that is a huge plus for us. So we've got 5 modes on this. Let's see what. Sorry about that, this camera has a 30-minute timeout on recordings. I don't know why Nikon sorted it out, it's very annoying. So I don't know how far I got through talking through this this first of the baton range, the smaller one, the S1R baton 2. This one's got 5 modes: a moon, which is super low, low, medium, high and turbo. And now I've just worked out, I think, how to cycle through them all. So it appears to be that a long press and hold on this light will get you into moon mode, which that has done, and that's the kind of super stealthy when you don't want to be seen mode for reading. Basically, we're never going to use that, but it's nice that it has it, and turn it off there. When you turn the light on and off, it remembers where it was before. So if I turn that back on now, it's still in moon mode, which I don't think will even affect the camera particularly. It's so dull. Now, if we need to access turbo mode quickly, it's a double click. There you go. That's turbo. That's full chat. That is bright. That is, that's really lighting up this room I'm in. Even though it's daylight, that's really noticeable. It's also getting quite warm quite quickly. So I'm going to turn that off and let that cool down a moment. When the flashlight is on, press and hold the side switch. You hold it in. There we go. So moon, low, medium, high. So low, medium. So moon, low, medium. It doesn't seem to go to high. But anyway, you can cycle through those modes. High is not bad actually, to be honest. It's still lighting up the room pretty well, and then obviously you can get to turbo by doing that. That is already pretty warm, is the only thing I'll say. On a cold night, actually I don't think that'll be a problem, but just be aware that if you're intending on holding onto that thing in turbo for any length of time, you're going to have a very, very warm hand. So, but the performance from a tiny little unit is spot on. I'm very impressed with that. Next, this is basically the same torch but bigger and purple. It's got a max of 1150 lumens on turbo. It goes down to 400 lumens, which is also the same as high. So it's capable of more consistent higher output than this one. Medium is 120, low is 15, and moon is, as before, was 0.5. It has got a longer burn time on those. I'll let you just review that should you wish. Excellent. And then let's get opening. So pull out toggle here, and as before, nicely displayed there. very much the same, just way bigger, way bigger. As you can see, we've got the Readme, which is somewhat identical to the one before, and again we've got storage bags, USB charger. We have an additional, oh that's interesting, we have a spare clip with this one. That's a spare one of these. It's also in black if you wanted to change the colour. I'm quite liking the brightness on that, to be honest, but easy to find when you lose it. So I'm going to leave that off for now, and another lanyard which I probably won't use. If anyone wants a lanyard, give us a shout. So again, we're going to have to unscrew this. Take that out. Give this battery a check. This is an 18650. With a 3200 mAh capacity, 3.6 volts, and the negative end is facing that side. So let's get this on, I suspect. Okay, so this one, because it's longer and a stronger body, the clip doesn't actually affect you turning that on and off so much. But to be honest, it's not a big issue, because once you've got that back on, why would you ever undo it unless you needed to change the cell, because you're going to charge it with one of these very magnetic things on the end. So there's not really any need to do that other than when you initially first get it. So I'm going to assume this is the same, and I hold down, I'm going to get moon mode. Yeah, that is super. I mean, that's so low. Right, I'm going to turn it off, I'm going to turn it on, which is moon mode again. So that's moon, low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low, medium, high. I mean, that high, shall we have a little comparison? They're similar. They are similar. Let me hold them at the same stage away. They don't massively, one doesn't massively eclipse the other. They are very similar. Let me see what the difference was meant to be between these. So the high on the S2R Baton 2, this purple larger one, is 400 lumens, and on here, oh, it's actually 600 down to 300. So if you're thinking that the little orange one was pumping out more than the purple one, actually you might not be wrong. In that case, if it had enough battery power, it would be something at 600 lumens, which is slightly more than this. However, if we turn this off and double tap, that is now on turbo mode, pumping out 1150 lumens, which if we compare to, yeah, is definitely there. You can start to see the real difference between these two lamps. It's just capable. I also know it's not getting as hot as quickly as well, this purple one. Something about the body form, the end, I mean, it's definitely warming at the end, but the whole thing is much more easy to hold as a result of only the tip becoming quite warm. So that's something worth noting. There are strobe on both of these. Let's see if we can do this in synchronous. Strobe warning, everyone, it's coming. Yeah, strobe over. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's the same thing, just in a bigger package, I guess. I like both of these. Just because of the heating, I think the purple one takes it for me. But the form, you could have that on a cap easily without any real noticing, and in that case, you're not holding it. So, but for handheld use, the larger one definitely, the S2R wins it. But the S1R, maybe for clipping onto stuff, may just take it because it is quite a bit lighter as well. If I have a quick look again at run times for the two, you're going to be operating, let's be honest, in high really for most of the time. The purple you can run on high for 4 hours, whereas you're only talking about 1.5 plus 45 minutes for the small one, so less than an hour. It depends what you're doing, let's be totally honest. The high on the small one, is worth noting, is a bit higher, so but maybe we don't necessarily need that. So that's that. I'm liking both of those. We need to wait and see which one actually comes at tops. And now it's time for the big one. So this is the Seeker 2 Pro. I can't remember what colour I ordered it in. I mean, this would suggest it was blue. I don't remember ordering it in blue, but maybe I did. I can't remember what the options were now. So the stats on these are, wow. Turbo on this, 3200 lumens at peak for 2 minutes, and then down to 600 lumens. High, 1200 lumens at peak, down to 600 lumens. Interestingly, it reckons high you can hold for 110 minutes at 1200, and then it goes down to 600 for 30 minutes, if I'm understanding this correctly. Medium 300 lumens goes for 9 hours and 30 minutes. I'll tell you what, walking, that'll be plenty, 9 hours. So I'll let you have a look at that before we open it. Some very interesting specs there. Obviously it is a much bigger thing, but we need to grab this just to open it. Right, let me close that down. Safely away. Cellophane off. This was the only one that came cellophane, which is interesting. Not sure why. Maybe it's just because it's a bigger form factor. I think it may slide as well, which could be part of the reason. I'm currently trying to work out how you're meant to get in it. There's definitely a break there, but there we go. Okay, so that's a really nice box actually. That's a very Apple-esque box. A new level of experience, Seeker 2 Pro. Sorry for that bad voice. Right, what have we got here? Congrats on your new Olight Seeker 2 Pro. Congrats indeed. Before first use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the yellow insulating film. Yeah, please charge it fully before you turn it on. Okay, so that's it. That's the first time I've had that message. Charge it fully before you do anything with it. Which comes on this nice big. So we're gonna have to charge this up. I can't show you this one yet, which is a bit unfortunate. But in the meantime, this comes. Oh wow. Okay, so this comes in its own. You get a special little case for this one. I guess this one is it's by far the most expensive of the lot, if you to buy it on its own at retail value. Let's see what else is in the bag, in the box here. So in here you get, let's just open these bit by bit. So in here is, unsurprisingly, another charging cable. This one's longer than the others. I don't know if this is a different form factor. Are they cross compatible? I hope they're cross compatible, but we'll find out. And it also comes with a microfiber cleaning cloth, and I don't know why. So leave that there. And oh, I see. It comes with a microfiber cleaning cloth, and all these are. They're in a bag. I don't want to undo them because I'm not sure what. The 3M sticky backed clips. I'm not sure what they're for, so we're going to find out in a moment. I assume they're related to what's in here. Aha. So this is something you can buy independently from Olight, but they've sent you one with this torch. And this, I believe, there you go, a little mounting, more of those things, and a mounting fixing clip, so this must be related, is they sell this, which is it's a wall mount basically. You stick it to something and have, I would assume, the charger, yeah, attaches to the bottom like that, and then it's basically so you have a dedicated space where this is plugged in, attached to a wall, or that might be useful in the van. I don't know, undecided. But it's nice that they send it for sure. So yeah, that just acts as an extension of the charging cable basically, and it's a little wall mount. And I'm guessing these are actually for just holding the cable in place along a bit of wall. And the microfiber cleaning cloth, well, I don't know really why the cloth, but hey, someone might find it useful. So let's get this open. I should have shown you that. So it's fairly nice. So although it's sat under this thing, that's pretty easy to undo. And this comes out of there. So this is more of a full-sized flashlight for sure. You can see that it's got the rubberized grip, which feels pretty good. If you were actually searching for something this, you know, outside, I mean, this would be definitely the one you want to take. This feels got some, just feels rugged, robust. Really nice form factor. I think I did order it in blue actually. I suspect that, I think the other colour may have been purple, and I was already getting this in purple, and that wasn't an option on colour, so I opted for the blue on this one, so it was a bit different. Okay, so that's that gone. The battery in this is a whopping whatever that is. That's truly huge. That's truly huge. Is the yeah, positive down again. That is absolutely humongous. So what we're going to do is I'm going to charge this up, and then we can go and do a night test with all of these once that's ready.